Let me ask you, what does the picture looks like of a perfect hill resort in your mind? Is it a place where you can enjoy cool, refreshing weather, serenity, far from the city noise and stress? Or perhaps include a cozy restaurant, a comfortable room, a swimming pool, a playground for your kids, and a few adventurous spots for you and other adults to explore. If that's the kind of place that you are imagining in your mind, then Jerai Hill will be precisely what you are looking for. Jerai Hill Resort is located about an hour drive from Alur Naga with an elevation about 800 meters. Temperature at the top of the hill is refreshingly cool. It's about 20 degrees Celsius, and it is the only private resort located right at the summit. So we booked a one-night stay there right in the middle of our 8-day trip to Kedah. The reason we do that is because we want something to break the rhythm of the past few days and a complete change of our pace. Since it is secluded, it's a private place, we'll imagine that it will almost force us to slow down, unwind, and simply rest. We arrived at the resort at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and it was with heavy mist and lightly drizzling. It's really misty now. It's around 2:30. Our room will be ready at 3 o'clock. This is the check-in counter. Behind the reception office is a cafe that serves brew coffee and a selection of sandwiches. The cafe faces an open, unobstructed scenery that is overlooking the Strait of Malacca and the surrounding paddy fields. Once we got our room key, we walked to the parking lot to our car, unload our luggage, and from there it's only about a short walk before we reach the area where most of the rooms are located. Our room was one of the 4 single-story bungalows, and although it's a large bungalow, each room has a completely separate entrance with an ensuite bathroom. Let me show you around the place in front of our room. There is a children's playground, a swimming pool, plenty of benches scattered around, and older guests can always sit down and relax, or maybe read a book or just enjoy the surroundings. We have everything for adults, for children, for kids, for people who want to hike, for people who just want to relax and chill. These are the individual bungalows, and the one that we are staying at just right behind this one. The strawberry park is just opposite of our room. These are the strawberries, but at the moment it's not a lot. It's not really in season. There weren't many strawberries right now. Possibly it is not in season, but there are many other flowers and cactus. With some spare time before the sunset, so we decided to explore a few nearby spots around the resort. These places are all accessible with walking trails with the junction next to the Jungle Coffee Shop. I really like this coffee shop because it has a very special ambience. Tables and chairs were placed right next to the edge of the vast forest. We chose a spot with a bench facing the woods. It really feels incredibly calming, like we were escaping the world for a while. Not completely out from the civilization, but just close enough to the nature to feel refreshed. The first trail I took was the short one leading to Telaga Tok Sheikh. It is a well that is built to commemorate a well-known Muslim preacher by the same name, Tok Sheikh. When I was there, I saw a few devoted Muslims collecting the water from the well to take a bath. and a gentleman was standing there reciting some verses from the Quran. I believe that for them, the water from the well may hold some certain spiritual significance. Next, I head to Batu Kapal, which is a large slab of rock about the size of a basketball court. Batu Kapal means rock boat in Malay, and when I stood on it, I could imagine why. Because it does resemble the shape of a boat. However, the signboard leading to this place wasn't very clearly marked, and I have to ask two people along the way before I finally find it. Then my wife and I decided to take a long trail. It took about 30 minutes to reach Alur Naga Waterfall.
Wow. Large leaves.
Yeah.
Keladi. Is it keladi? Is it a keladi kind of? Just huge.
Although the trail was quite clear at first, things got a bit confusing as we got closer. As we came across a three-way fork and we weren't sure which path to take. So I chose the one on the right, which leads me through some rock terrain, climbing over boulders, and following an unclear path before finally descending to the base of the waterfall. It wasn't a large waterfall, but I enjoyed the trek and the sense of adventure in figuring out how to get there.
There's ropes to help.
And you guess what? On the way back, we discovered an alternate road, a paved stairway called Tangga Canary that lead almost down to the base.
Canary.
Canary. 1,000 steps, he said.
1,000 steps. I think will eventually lead back to the waterfall.
Also.
Most
This
likely.
is the easier track, isn't it?
We could have taken this path if we know earlier, as it turns out to be so much easier. And it was already about 7 p.m. We tried our luck by returning back to the sunset viewpoint and hoping to have a good sunset view. But unfortunately, thick clouds rolled in, and instead of sunset, we could only see a sea of clouds. As it began to rain, we decided to head to Puncak Kedah restaurant for dinner. We ordered a plate of fried rice and also soy sauce beef. Price reasonable, is quite in line as what we expected of a 4-star resort, and the food quality was quite good. The next morning, we packed up and head back to Olas to continue our next part of our journey. That's all for today's videos, and I hope you enjoyed our videos about Jerai Hill. Please also watch 2 more videos that we have made for our trip to Kedah and Perlis, one for the places that we visited and the other one for all the restaurants that we have tried. I will leave the link of these 2 videos in the description box below the video. Bye for now!